Blue-White Party Bus. For those that haven't seen it before, this is a deck we played a bunch of last year at various points before things changed. This is Lumbering Battlement. When this enters play, exile any number of other non-token creatures you control until it leaves the battlefield. It gets +2/+2 for each card exiled with it. So, Lumbering Battlement in conjunction with Thassa here can basically allow us to trigger every enter the battlefield effect we have in play at the end of every turn, which is great. We've got just a bunch of reasonable enter the battlefield effects here. Let's go ahead and hop on into some matches with this and see how it goes. Yeah, the fact that the giant bus doesn't have trample is a little awkward. Yeah, Mondays and Wednesdays are going to be long streams for the foreseeable future. Christy and I have we hired an after school sitter to get Jake off the bus for at least 2 days a week. So I can do some long days on the regular. This looks fine. I actually think Enraptured is a pretty reasonable card. In a format that's not like neck deep in combo winter, getting a 2/3 and a 3/2 for 3 mana is like pretty reasonable. Three Lumbering Battlements is technically infinite. We don't have a way to like drain their life total out, but we could technically take every permanent they control, right?
My prowess is unmatched by my peers.
Alright, so we have a workaround for Narset here. We're gonna blink Charming Prince, and then Charming Prince is gonna blink Fblthp, and Fblthp doesn't come back till their end step, and then we haven't drawn a card on their turn yet, so we'll get to draw an extra card. So workaround for the prison bug here. Huh. I think I messed up here. Yeah, I forgot I had Mobilized District. I could have fired up District and killed Narset there, and then played Prince post-combat, right? Because I had 2 legendaries. Nice control deck. Alright, so Deputy of Detention seems kind of bad here. They have sweepers and stuff in their deck. Dovin's Veto seems good. Has hexproof as long as you control an illusion. This might actually be okay, right? I don't really like Disdainful Stroke against their what's it called deck? Daxos isn't super useful here. This is an Instiller against Teferi, which is the word I'm searching for. For those that blinked, our opponent conceded the match. Some folks had asked for a baby registry that wanted to buy things to send things for the new Hooglet. So there's one on Amazon for people that wanted to do that. For people that haven't heard the news, Christy is 5 months pregnant, and we're having a girl in June, or sometime thereabouts. And it's fine. Lands are a little awkward, but probably lead on a Fabled Passage here. Perfect. Start there. Master Splicer. I think I'm going to bottom that. What do they do? They went turn 1 Temple of Mystery. I guess this is like 5 power for 4 mana. I probably want to pressure turn 1 Temple of Mystery. Have some bits instead. Thank you, Mr. Bips. I appreciate it. Thoughts on Shadow Spear as a one-of to enforce the backup plans that you can bring it back alongside Uro? I don't know. It doesn't seem very useful. I don't know what problem that's solving. Hooglet's your favorite word? It is a good one, to be fair. Could be Team Arek, could just be a ramp deck. Probably just play the second Fblthp post combat, draw another card. This will not be a diaper changing stream again. When this was a diaper changing stream back in the day, it was not a job, it was just a hobby. So as long as this pays me enough income to be a job, I will be treating it like a job. So Christy gets 16 weeks of maternity leave with the job that she has. After that's up, we plan to do daycare with the new one. It's funny, you can always tell where some people live from when I mention Christy's maternity leave, because people who live in the United States are like 16 weeks, that's great, and people who live outside of the United States are like, you only get 16 weeks, that's criminal.
Nature's true power.
Correct. Yeah, Christy's job gives 12 paid, and she can take an additional 4 unpaid. So I think we plan to have her take the max. Hopefully they don't do anything too brazen and get rid of my deputy here, but definitely need to take Nissa off the table. Hopefully she stays tucked under this deputy until we get to enough mana for Treachery. I believe FMLA gives you 12 weeks unpaid. but maybe I'm misquoting which that is. I thought you're guaranteed some amount of unpaid leave. You're not guaranteed paid leave in the United States. But you are guaranteed. That's correct. Yeah, it's 12 weeks of job protection. Yeah. Okay. I thought that was correct. Yeah, it protects your job, it does not guarantee you pay. And remember, if you think that's silly and you live in the United States, early voting starts in most Super Tuesday states today. Vote in the Democratic primary, feel the burn, vote in the general election come November. Let's get those things changed. Let's make things better for the people that come after us. I don't know, Maury. I wouldn't be surprised if someone attempts to recruit Yang. I wish we still have caucuses for the same reason we still have the Electoral College. Believe it or not, chat, my deck full of 4 and 5 mana spells does not seem particularly good against Frilled Mystic. Notably, this current board that I have doesn't have any mystical disputes in it, which might be a bit of a mistake. Disdainful Stroke's definitely coming in here. I feel like I need to trim some of my chunky top end here a little bit. The little points of life from Daxos probably aren't particularly useful either. Probably don't mind having some Banishing Light. Seems fine. I don't think this is a veto matchup. While this can counter Nissa, I think having my counter spells be able to tag Frilled Mystic is pretty important. In Germany, mothers are not allowed to work 6 weeks before and 8 weeks after birth. Both parents have a maternity leave of 36 total months that they can split how they like. Yep, that's just for all the Americans out there. That's how other places in the world work, because other places in the world invest their government budget into helping their citizens grow and better their country instead of spending it on endless war. Stalinski, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. I've got a Fblthp and a Dream, chat. We're gonna hit that 3rd and 4th land. I can feel it. How much leave does Twitch chat give me? I don't know. I'm gonna take at least a week when the Hooglet comes. Slippity slip, thanks for 7 months, I appreciate it, welcome back. Yeah, I plan to take probably at least a week off when they're born, and then I'll probably ease into a schedule. Like, I probably won't go back to 5 days a week right away after that, but I probably won't be gone for more than a week. And obviously, I'll still be around in Discord and stuff like that. One thing about military and healthcare that a lot of people don't think about is that a good chunk of the military budget is for 100% healthcare for service members and their family. If everyone had healthcare, some of that money wouldn't need to go in the military budget. That's actually a really good point, Draco. I've actually never thought about it that way. Yeah, daycare costs are not cheap. Newborn daycare is actually more expensive than like toddler daycare. I think we pay like $270 a week or so for like Declan, who's our 4-year-old, to go to daycare. And I believe for the 16-week-old after they're born, it'll be a little over $300 per week. $280, there you go. Toasted Mino, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Look, luckily, the way we timed it, Declan will start kindergarten about the time that the new one needs to go to daycare. So like, we won't have double daycare costs. Okay, well, we didn't hit the 3rd land on curve, but hitting it a turn later maybe means we could be okay. I assume our first spell's getting Frilled Mystic here. Yes, all 3 of our children were intentional. We try to plan things well. The public schools in our area are very reasonable. Christy, part of the reason Christy and I moved at the start of 2018, or the start of 2019, sorry, was because we wanted to move to a different school district. Because a form of classist division in the United States is we pay for schools with property tax money. So people who live in more expensive houses get to send their kids to nicer schools on average. And again, if you think that's nonsense and should be changed, vote blue this fall. Vote in the primary coming up. This feels familiar. Are we just going to get gutted by Frilled Mystics again from here? If we can stick a Master Splicer, the Golem will be a 4/4 and can block their forest, which would be nice. Yeah, there's a very good chance we don't resolve another spell this game and just die to 3 power things while we go. That's actually not that big of a deal. Especially if we can stick Thassa next turn, we get to make a token every turn too, right? And like their tokens are slightly smaller than ours, which is great. So, the 4-color Enigmatic deck we're going to play later today isn't quite a Yarok control deck, but it is a 4-color controlling shell that has a Yarok in it that we can tutor up. They're still a little bit away from escaping this. They have another Fabled Passage here. Yeah, Yarok doubles the removal spell on Conquer's Death, which seems really sweet. what do different tiered subscriptions do? As far as the benefits that I personally offer for the higher tier subscriptions, tier 2 subs get to bump a deck in my deck queue every month by 10 points when they renew, and tier 3 subscriptions can add a deck with 30 points. So if you're someone that's going to donate, you know, $30 or more for a deck on occasion, the $25 a month sub gets you a deck with 30 points. Alternatively, the $25 sub also can bump a deck by 40 points. So if there's something in there you're planning to bump up to see sooner, you get a lot of bump value on that as well. You also get some extra emoticons on Twitch. Yeah, they're almost out of gas. The problem is this Uro's gonna flip into play next turn probably. Yeah, and there's the growth spiral, which guarantees them Uro next turn. I guess I have this. If we hit land the next 2 turns, and like next turn get to go Banishing Light into Enraptured, and then Agent the following turn, we could be okay. Interesting. They have no cards in their hand. What is it, 5/5 now? We just pass back. Multiple splicers add up here, which is kind of sweet. You think Bernie could fix Watsy's priority while he's in it? Something like that. Scholar, thank you for the absurd tip. 1 Jeskai control, please. That sounds great. In. Huh? Why did they play that but not escape the Uro? Are they ghosting? They don't know about this card, right? Are we being ghosted? Feels weird, right? Yeah, I guess maybe I do just take the wolf. I'm excited for them to play Uro now that I've cast the Banishing Light. That's true. They are giving us time to draw lands, hopefully, for Agent. God, vomit. Maybe I should have just scried. Maybe actually drawing a card was greedy because the actual spells in my hand are so good already. Well, no, last turn they played Paradise Druid and didn't make a wolf. So if they were just sitting there making wolves, I'd be like, okay, they just want to like get value. But last turn they didn't get value, right? They cast a Paradise Druid. Yeah, so like we cast the Banishing Light and then they cast this. Hopefully they're enjoying the stream. That's not too big of a deal. We've got plenty of good blockers here. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna scry 2 with this one. And then I'll play this other Splicer. Oh. Sure. Alright, well, I mean, this makes these 6/6s, so, you know, good luck, Godspeed. Yeah, could have just missed this play last turn. If they're spooky, they probably don't. Well, maybe, yeah, they probably just hold it for the Agent of Treachery, right? If they're being spooky. Yeah, it's probably unwarranted. They're next leveling us. They like made a bad play because they know what's up. That's probably unlikely. Most of the time when people think people are ghosting, they're not. People make mistakes or misclicks. Or just like do things so they don't think about them all the time. If they attack with Uro, I'm gonna stack 2 golems on it just in case they can get rid of one of them. Well, that's an attack. That's an attack. That felt like they had nothing else passed, so maybe I'm not gonna double block. Eat your board. Game 3? Feels like a game 3. I probably shouldn't attack with this one, because if I attacked with that and they like blocked with Frilled Mystic, I'd be real sad. Yeah, I could have a Night Pack as well. Yeah, my attack with the Deputy was bad there. I think I'm happy that I boarded. Let's just run it back here. Get you later, Pino. Can always get 3 plays on YouTube as always. Let's sit down for the rest of this one. Ugh. You know what? You know what's one of my single favorite things about being a personality chat? You never have to buy sweaters. I'm currently wearing my my Inked Gaming hoodie and cool stuff ink. Just sent stuff in the mail. They're great. The entirety of the sweaters that I own and most of my t-shirts, honestly, at this point. Which is extra funny when, like, Wizards of the Coast cut t-shirts from the PT. Because, like, that type of promotional wear they should have lots of and for cheap. So, like, the fact that they cut costs on that was just, like, real wild. Yo, Car, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. It hurts because it's true. I haven't looked at what it actually does, Beansy. It wasn't live this morning before I went live. So I'll probably take a peek at it tonight after I sign off. Alright, so I think I bottomed the Enraptured here. Charming Prince and Fblthp can help us hit land drops potentially. Dark Claw, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. I'm going to fetch a Plains on one. So this way, in case I miss drawing another 3rd land, I can have untap 2, untap 3. Help you minus 500. You're not wrong. Are we countering my Fblthp, or do you have Growth Spiral? We're countering Fblthp. What a little so that really doesn't bode well. Cause like if they're burning a quench on Fblthp, like their hand must just be mono nose, right? Like it has to just be like mono counterspells from here on out. Watching for some time, and no one better could give free Prime to. I wish I could contribute more. That's more than enough, Dark Claw, really. That Prime support turns into real dollars that pays my bills, so thanks for sending it this way this month. I mean, to be fair, Esper, everybody in Rivals in the MPL, like, has a guaranteed appearance fee payouts that are, like, not negligible. Yeah, I think I'm in for Deputy. I don't know that I need a 5th land at this point. Caught Green White enchantment set from yesterday and the tokens match was nuts. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, Gary. Or Gray. The green white enchantment deck yesterday in general had hit all of the Hoaglandia high points. It was a sweet deck. We had some great matches against both tiered and untiered decks, and we had some A+ quality rants in it. Twitch Prime is generous for students. The 12 subs you get would actually be more expensive than the month's of 12 subs. Yeah. Yep. I think I just Deputy here. Feels a little bad to get my thing eaten, but getting the Night Pack Ambusher played out during the main phase so I can exile it feels good. Like, they ate my thing, but I eat theirs. I mean, I don't know that it was strictly loose. They probably have ways to, like, take my Deputy off the table. And they did get to eat my 2/2 in the mix. Yep. Really want to draw an untapped land here so they can't quench my Deputy on the way back down. Dispute. Okay. Land drops didn't matter. Got it. Even if I had played Banishing Light there, the Dispute could have been cast for 3 to counter it, so it didn't really matter. If they don't have another threat here, the Banishing Light, and they don't have another threat or answer, if they just have, like, medium cards, like ramp spells or whatever in their hand, we could be okay. Banishing Light takes the Night Pack Ambusher, and then the Brazen Bar doesn't kill us that quickly. Well, that's the goal, Torben, right? Like, their goal is to give you a good deal to pull you into the ecosystem, right? And then you're like, well, I have Prime for all these other things. I might as well do all my shopping on Amazon because I get 2-day shipping. I pay for Prime there. And then, like, part of the reason why they give free Twitch subs with the Prime is while that does cost them money to pay them out here to streamers like me, it keeps people more likely to watch on Twitch than other competing platforms like, you know, Mixer and Facebook and all that jazz. Yeah, even games like Raid, that me and some of the other subs have been playing, have free goodies from Prime. How was this dork today? It was a good set. He played Kisus combo, had some both good wins and losses. There are competing platforms. Twitch only had 74-ish% of the watch time in Q4 2019, I believe. So, like, the other platforms aren't large, but they do exist. So, the 5th land here is actually really good, because I get to play Enraptured, and then Charming Prince blink Enraptured, and then I'll have 2 3/2s, which can trade with their 3/3s. Yeah, Mixer is like the Twitch streamer retirement plan. You, like, get big enough on Twitch that Mixer cuts you a fat check to stream on their platform instead. Alas, as a Magic streamer, even though the Hasbro CEO thinks we are a top 10 esport, I am probably not large enough to get bought out by Mixer. Not for a fat check anyways. It's like selling your successful startup to Google. Yeah, very similar. Very similar. So if they make a 3-3 and attack with everything, I'm just going to trade off my board here.
Rise, my elemental friend.
Yep. Yeah, Facebook bought Toast. Facebook picked up one of the Smash Brothers streamers too, Zero. Yeah, I don't know if that's strictly true, Be Rich. Also, like, as someone who's, like, done a lot of research on... As someone who's done a lot of research on the other platforms, like, feature for feature, Twitch has more features than most of the competitors. Oh, they still only have 3 cards in there. Their deck doesn't seem like a particularly good Uro deck. They have a hard time escaping him back. I feel like if they had Uro in their hand, they probably should have attacked with these so they could escape Uro back. Hey, CRWLR17, thanks for the brand new Prime support. Welcome to Hoaglandia. I feel like we're probably too far behind from here. Like, I need a way to answer this. The Nissa is also ticking down. Should they get some blocks in here, Uro comes back into play. We answer Borrower, we look pretty alright. Not really. They have Castle, and they have Uro too, and they have Nissa. Like, they have a lot of things I'm not at parity against. Yeah, this card seems super reasonable. It's like 5 power for 4 mana. Going from Sultai Van to blue-white bus, what mode of transportation is Jeskai control? I don't know. Hey, good to have you in chat, CRW. If you'd like to be able to write me when I'm offline too, you should pop into the subscribers Discord as well. You can find the details on how to join that on my website.
Harness the elements.
You know, green gets 5 power. Listen, you can't compare white cards to green ones. Everybody knows the green cards are way better. Yeah, I don't know that fair Vanafear is really a real thing, though. Gosh, I really feel like they're not leveraging this card appropriately. So, I need 5 blockers next turn so I can exile 2 things here. I guess this is about to ultimate. Yeah, we're just dead. Let's go to the next game. Without like a Thassa there generating us some value, we just couldn't keep up with. Like, not only were they clocking us in the air, they just had too much value on the ground. There's not, Dr. Jazzin. I didn't have a chance to do build-around submissions last night. So, I plan to get those put together tonight, and then we'll probably play Blue-White Thassa tomorrow. I also didn't really want to play Blue-White Thassa right after the Party Bus deck. They feel like that'd be 2 things that were really similar, so I didn't rush myself this morning to do it. Yeah, it's probably fine, right? Let's be curve 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Just playing on curve, huh? Gains us 2 life. Value. I don't want to embarrass the Thassa deck after the Amazing Party must want something like that. Absent enchantments, maybe? Ooh, that's a better one to put under the bus. The second bus is actually a pretty good draw here, too. Because the second bus means I get to go bus, exile a bunch of stuff. Second bus, exile the first bus, get that stuff back. Alright, so I know Twitch Prime is good for you. You've acknowledged that as it being helpful, but how does it work itself out for you? So larger streamers actually get more than 250 Android NZ. So the base streamer / affiliate contract is you get half or 250 for Prime subs. Larger or mid-sized streamers like myself, we get 70%, 350. So Twitch Prime subs on my end are identical to the $5 subscription. See the same amount of support from that. I think Banishing Light's probably fine to bring in here. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but it probably involves like some mid-range Calyx stuff. What do I want to cut? Trim Daxos probably. Maybe this if I'm expecting them to have removal for it and I'm bringing in these. Yeah, not at all. My comment on the Hasbro CEO confirming this application for mobile is that I'll believe it when I see it. Not holding my breath. I think there's plenty of aggressive decks in the format right now. The Daxos is fine in the main. Another thing to think about is, like, just because you frequently board a card out doesn't mean it's a card that's not worth playing. Yeah, they also told you the vault was a temporary measure. The Hasbro CEO was quoted on another conference call referring to Magic as a top 10 esport. Like, you have to remember the things that get said on those calls are being said to excite shareholders and encourage them to you know, buy more shares and be confident in their purchase. Noted Amherst. And also, I'm also skeptical that, like, this application, which barely runs on my i7 with a 1080 GTX, is going to run smoothly on my cell phone. Maybe once they have a client that, like, doesn't lag like no other on the desktop, I'll believe that they're gonna have it on mobile. Yeah, of course, Mr. Lifeguard. Oh, I had a fun idea, by the way, and I need you to fill me in on what you think about this, chat. So when my new office finally gets done, on the wall behind me, I think I want to put up not only a disc plate that I can rotate out from some of the ones that I've gotten from the sponsor, but I think I want to put up like logos or pictures behind me too with it. And I was thinking maybe a shilling reward or a donation amount could be, we could put someone's face up on the wall behind me for a certain amount of time. With that, if that was an option to spend your shillings on, would you spend your shillings on that? Some shilling amount to have your face on the wall behind me for a week. Yeah, come on. I gotta pull a Watsy, chat. I gotta add a new shilling dump for purchase before people get to Shillionaire to entice people to not get Shillionaire. Of course it's bait, chat. What are we doing? I think we're just blinking some stuff and drawing some cards. We'll blink Enraptured. We'll blink a Fblthp. We'll make some tokens here. This is just lifelink, right? Okay, I think I'm attacking with my 4/4s here. So I'm gonna get another 4/4 at end of turn. I barely tolerate my face on the mirror. Why would I want it on the wall? We've got lots of kids in play here waiting to board the bus, chat. Yeah, that's probably, you need to report that to Twitch, Party Bus. Let them know. Alright, I'm gonna scry 2 because I really want to play a land this turn. Perfect. Shoulda just played Fblthp and trusted, obviously. We saved up all our dollars and bought ourselves a bus ticket, chat. Alright, pretty sure we just blinked the Splicer here. I'm excited to blink this bus with Thassa, huh, chat? Who's excited? I know I am. Oh yeah, bus plus Thassa. But still my heart, chat. Here's hoping they don't have the flying enchantment. Hide your memes, chat! They're coming for our memes! What did my memes ever do to you? Oh no! Not my memes! Oh man! What did fun ever do to you, opponent? What did fun ever do to you, and why do you hate it? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, hey, hey. So, you are welcome to cut into today's schedule, Crunchy, but as a heads up, Jeskai Control is also a cut. So if you wanted to get in, I could play it as the last deck of the day after Jeskai Control, which would probably be about 2 hours from now. But otherwise that would be fine for today or another day this week. There have been so many cuts today. Listen, I have a third child. Be nice to the generous people. Whee! Is it possible to cut the line in front of another cut for 200? Yes, if you want. That's true. If you want to cut a cut, you have to double it up. Or you could just get behind it. And always remember, it's much cheaper than that. It's much cheaper than that to get your deck played later on. I think it's like a $35 donation, get your standard deck played the next day right now. All right, everybody back on the bus. Everybody back on the bus. And the best part about this too is our opponent, even if they draw another Kaya's Wrath, like everything's insulated under the bus, right? So like if they Wrath us here, we just like immediately rebuild. Kaya's ghost form. Okay. Okay. That's a good one. Do I have lethal? Chat, if I kill them, I have to stop. Oh, good. Oh, good. Whew! I was worried we had lethal there for a second. If I lethal them, I have to stop blinking my Lumbering Battlement. That would just be a travesty. How much to cut in front of Just Guy? 200. Just Guy was a $100 donation. The wheels on the bus go beep 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 beep. More protection. At this point, we might as well be playing against Sparky. Shh. It's not about doing it the cheap way. Thank you for the very generous tier 3 resub. I appreciate that. All right, we're not done with the party bus. The bus is still going to be going strong. I need to run to the restroom and brush my teeth and put my Invisalign back in, though, really quick. So we're going to play another match or two with this deck before we roll on to some Just Guy control. I'll be back in just a few moments. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Let's do it. Everybody back on the bus, chat. Everybody back on the bus. Bloop, bloop. All aboard. Perfect. I love this new game board. It's so beautiful. Game board fits in perfectly with my Theros desktop background too. Isn't it great? It's all thematic. Oh no! Oh no, you saw my terminals. Don't look at my terminals, chat. Come on now, have a little decency. Don't look at my terminals. Darn application windows blocking my desktop background. Crunchy, crunchy, crunchy. Thanks for the tip. For double untap combo. I'm going to refer to this as Sultai Double Tap. Hey, Only Lasagna, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to Oglandia. I'm going to ship that one since I already have one. They're legendary. Don't be bashful. Show us your terminals. I applaud your wordplay. Wordplay is quite phenomenal. I'm getting back on the bus. Argenturum, thank you for the 3rd year. Welcome back. We do always take breaks between decks too. Take a break every hour to 90 minutes or so. Ooh, that's a good pickup. So attack for 1 here, and then play this and blink Fblthp. Thassa plus Charming Prince, letting us hide one of our creatures on their turn so it dodges a Wrath is kind of sweet. Wow! They killed Prince instead of Fibble. That's awesome. Value. This is a good draw too. Threats that they can't sweep away the pressure of the planeswalkers are great. It's a little scary. All right. Have some lands. Am I supposed to blink Splicer here? I feel like I am. I feel like I want at least one more 4/4. No, watch streaks are only for concurrent streams. So if I take a day off, you keep your streak. And I'm usually pretty good about letting people know when I plan to stream, so it's pretty easy to keep watch streaks here. All right, chat, we must rebuild it. Ooh. Ooh. All that valuable life against Esper Control. Blink it. Okay. I feel like we're in a pretty good spot, huh? We recovered Pulse Sweeper pretty well. Thanks to Thassa Splicer. Splicer's been like really impressive. Was not expecting a lot out of that one, and it's been super reasonable. We just go ahead and fire up the Mobilized District here and just start smacking them around, right? Probably worth sending 1 point to Teferi so they can't instant speed Wrath us down the line. It does mean they gain 2, but I think that's still a worthwhile exchange. Our health total at least doesn't matter. Why exactly is Master Splicer in M20? Are they teasing new Phyrexia soon? Nah, I mean, they just put, like, random corsets. Corsets can basically be anything. So, like, a card being in a corset isn't really telling of what else it could be. Wow, really surprised they didn't shock and play Teferi there, huh? Are they dead? Hey, diddle diddle, the actress and the fiddle. They're like a tyrant score in here? Even that's still dead though, right? It'd be 4, 9, 10. They'd like Moments Craving or something like that. They could like kill this, gain 2. They'd be taking... They can bounce this, but they're still dead, right? Yeah, that's 11. Beating blue-white base control. Next chat. It's one of my kinks. Makes me feel happy. Deputy of Detention, pretty easy cut here. Dovin's Veto seems fine. Benthid seems fine. Seems good. I don't really love... I know this could counter, like, Conquer's Death and Kaya's Wrath, but I'm not sure I really love this against a Teferi deck. I think I'd rather just keep my creature count up. The bus got there a little bit late. Bit late. Soren's Thirst is very similar though, right? It's just black and deals damage instead of minus. A Spyglass for the cat deck? Yeah, probably. There aren't really a lot of planeswalkers you need to otherwise be targeting. Dave, we're playing it to rerun channel in the UK. I just read your tweet today, so does this become a standard only stream for the time being? No, not fully standard only. I've still got a bunch of Pioneer decks in the queue. So, like, for people that don't want to change their Pioneer decks to other things, I'm going to slowly play through them. At least, I think I plan to do a minimum of 3 Pioneer decks a week. I'll probably still do 5, but I just don't want to take more while the format's a potential dumpster fire. Yeah, and we're still going to do Historic as well. Still gonna do Historic as well. We played Gruul lately. Yeah, we played a Gruul aggro deck that felt pretty reasonable. Is it earlier this week or last week? Yeah, I'm hoping that, like, a hiatus is short-lived and, like, they address things come Monday. I don't think Pioneer has the tools to solve it itself. Genuinely don't. Yeah, Ironin Games was really impressive when we played. Stop it, Bantefri. Stop it. Get some help. That was a fantastic draw. Looking for a land here. No, it's not taboo at all. We talked about it, and she gave me permission to talk about it. We agreed that it was okay to talk about. Yeah, she's pretty much over the health scare part of it, aside from normal pregnancy stuff, Bib. She has a condition called hyperemesis that makes her get. It basically takes morning sickness and cranks it up to like a 12 while she's pregnant. And like, it was pretty bad with our first son, and then not so bad with our second, and then it was really bad this pregnancy. This will almost assuredly be our last child. And we're like in a fortunate position that like her job has some sick benefits, and then like she's able to take unpaid time, and we can afford to do that while she took care of herself. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, in her case, like, it can get really extreme in some cases. Like, we had a couple of trips to the emergency room. She had a 4-day stay in the hospital while they, like, helped her rehydrate and then actually be able to keep down food. I think I just take this opportunity to stick Thassa. I guess I could get Mystic Disputed or Disdainful Stroke, but I feel like I want to stick this while the sticking is good. Well, that's unfortunate. Poor Thassa. Didn't even have a spark to take and still got exiled. How would the cost of universal healthcare compare to the cost of our current spending on military? That's the wrong question. The right question to ask is, how does the cost of universal healthcare compare to the cost of the current private healthcare system that the United States pays for? And the answer is, it costs less. When you cut out the need for corporate profits and paying CEOs millions of dollars, you make the system incredibly more efficient, even when it's taking care of more people. Fblthp's not a bad draw. To add a little bit of pressure to this table, opponent's got 2 blanks in hand here. Go ahead and play Fibbles, gain a life, add some pressure to the board, draw a card. Feels good, man. Yes, yeah, it makes hospitals more efficient because they don't have to have admin staff that knows how to bill 800 different insurance companies anymore. I just double block here. I feel like I just double block here. I feel like there's a sweeper in my future. I would like to double block. So you wouldn't advocate using military money to help cover the cost of healthcare? I mean, I think the military budget is we spend too much money killing people regardless of what else we do with that money. I don't think you have to draw a direct line to say military money now turns into healthcare money. I think I just scry 2 here. Getting a little bit of life doesn't really matter. I think Enraptured is actually fine. It's like 5 power in 1 card, kind of. 2 bodies, which is nice. Yeah, the fact you can't click block his creatures is so obnoxious. Yeah, unless you're someone who makes into like probably close to the 7 figures per year, your healthcare costs would go down under Medicare for All. Do I jam this or do I play this? This is the better play in the face of a sweeper, so I think I'd rather do that. Do you think you would enjoy playing formats more if you only played competitive decks? No, not at all. My favorite part about Magic and building decks is the deck building. And like, while there's some tuning to be done while playing tiered decks, just playing tiered decks doesn't really scratch the itch of what I enjoy about Magic the same way building and working on brand new ideas does. I think I keep these, huh? Those both sound great. Cry me a river, baby. Maybe I should have put Veto on top. I think I hold Enraptured and just hold Veto up here. It's kind of wild that we're like grinding with this control deck, huh? What's going on, Klutz? Something of a deck building visionary myself. Like, there's a reason why, like, when I travel to play a ton of competitive Magic, I, like, flew and drove around the country on my own dime playing brews. Like, that's smart. It's my wheelhouse. It's what I enjoy. You have a second sweeper? Good lord. Glad we have a backup Enraptured here, I suppose. This is Sweeper Insurance. Let's play around Quench. Do we play any utility lands? Yeah, I think there's a couple of castles. You can check the deck list. God, how many times have we been swept this game? An absurd number of times. That 4? That's number 4, right? Yeah, because we got cried too. Don't do it a 5th time, Narsec. Come on. I might not beat a 5th. That's super unfortunate. Alright, what do we need? Can we get an Agent of Treachery here? Prince Charming, you say? I think I'm supposed to do this. So this way if they brick next turn, I have lethal. It's pretty unlikely they brick though, because they have looks with Narset. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to be aggressive and just scry for Agent there. Brutal. Okie doke. Always game 3 on the play, huh? Oh, yeah, that's true. Scrying's not useful because it can exile the top of our deck. This thing's already an ultimate. They get to cast 3 of our things in exile. Alright, game 3 on the play, huh? Think I'm happy with how I sideboarded? Maybe Stroke is good. I don't know what I cut though. I kind of like all the cards we're playing. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave Veto in for now. I think even Daxos is fine, just as more pressure. Yeah, I agree, Investigate. Especially if you have, like, any amount of other things that exile in your deck. Ashiok alting super quickly is really relevant. It's a Cut the Line brew from Crunchy Crunchy. There you go. Look at that. They're in chat. Fblthp in a dream. I believe in us, chat. We can find a white source. We can find a white source. Hand sucks keep. Accurate. Accurate descriptor. There we go. Okay, listen. It's not the untapped white source we wanted for Christmas, but it's it'll do in a pinch, okay? if that's not Magic the Gathering, Marty, I just don't know what is, really. Hey, Karma, thank you for the 27 months of support. It's a long time. Welcome back.
I train every day. Keep an open mind.
Can't draw cards with these since Narset's in place. I think I just played the Splicer. Getting a tap here and on the Narset means that, well, this card's, like, really bad against us, huh? What do we have that this hits? Like, we have Veto? Do we have anything else that gets vetoed in our deck?
Hone your prowess.
I mean, Veto's a legal target for Veto, chat. I didn't board in Thassa. Or I didn't board in Stroke. I decided against it. Yeah, maybe they thought they could veto Thassa. They definitely can't veto Thassa, even if I don't have Devotion. Yeah, that's fair. We're playing a brew. They could assume we have targets that we don't have, for sure. Yeah, that's fair. Expecting us to have Tefreeze is not unreasonable, I don't think. I think I snapped this off. Maybe that's wrong. Like, if I don't snap that, I, like... I get, like, Kaya's Wrath this turn, it'll be kind of whatever, but, like, if they Kaya's Wrath us, my follow-up is, like, super reasonable. Okay, keep that again for when we get Kaya's Wrath again. Right at the end, Cody. This is going to be our last one. We played this one for almost an hour and a half. Vomit. that exiled Agent of Treachery, so we'll draw a land now. Just every time. Just exile good card, immediately draw land.
Let's slow this down.
Exile two reasonable cards, draw blank. Feels Magic Man.
Are delightfully friendly.
Oh, I don't think we're gonna be able to beat it, huh, chat? Feels like they're en route to stabilization.
I got it.
Yeah, close games 2 and 3 here. Feels like they're gonna be able to get over the hump though. Oh yeah, they get to cast my Agent of Treachery. right, Ashiok ult every time. Yikes. The Theros board lights up with different constellation images when you play enchantments of different colors, which is really sweet. It's a really awesome detail. Whoa, look at that. Ashiok dumpsters us and then it's nice enough to show up in a pack. Fantastic. Probably play 4 of that at some point. It's good stuff. I don't know, we had some fun, we played some good games. I'm excited to try, we have a blue-white Thassa build around towards the top of the queue, which should be up tomorrow or Friday, I believe, depending on what the points look like after I'm done today. And definitely gonna include Master Splicer in the blue-white Thassa build around. This card was super impressive in this set. Like, 5 power for 4 mana was super reasonable, and just total powerhouse with Thassa blinking in and out in the different matchups that we played. Overall, you know, we died to Flash, we died to Esper. Deck's a little bit on the clunky side, almost assuredly. Look at our curve, lots of 4, 5s, and even 7s here. If you're looking to have a good time and blink some stuff around, could be fun, but definitely not the most competitive thing in the format. All right, what are we doing? We have a cut the line for Jeskai control, then a second cut for Sultai double tap to wrap things up there. So I'm gonna hit a quick ad roll while I get everything imported for these next 2 decks. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere. I got a few more hours of standard coming up yet today.